Hi everybody, welcome to this lesson on how to organize your writing. This is a really important topic because first of all, you are going to be asked to write from time to time. You might be writing an answer to an essay question on a test. You might be asked to write an actual essay as a paper for a class. You might need to write an essay for a college application, or I know personally in the past I've actually had to write an essay as part of a job interview. So you never know when you're going to need to write, and it's a very, very good idea to actually organize your writing before you begin writing. So one of the first things you're going to want to do before you begin writing an essay is take some time to organize your ideas. One thing that people tend to do is brainstorm their ideas, which is good. All of these examples here on the screen are examples of brainstorming. The good thing about a brainstorm is that it gets your ideas out of your head and onto the paper, which for a lot of us is the hard part about actually writing. However, if you're not careful, the brainstorm step can actually become, first of all, overwhelming because you have all of this information splashed out onto a paper with no idea of exactly how it all fits together. And because of that, it can also lead to a disorganized paper because you just have ideas scattered here and there. And as you're trying to take information from the brainstorm to the paper, it may or may not become very well organized. So an effective organizing tool is an outline, and that's what we're going to be talking about. One of the nice things about an outline is that it's scalable. You can have a very simple outline, such as the one here on the right, which is just words and phrases, and it's very short, it's very succinct. Or you can have a really detailed outline, such as the one here on the left, with lots of specific details and information. You could, if you wanted to, even do an outline in full sentences, although that's actually sort of discouraged. So as you can see, there's a difference between the ideas here on this slide with the outline format versus some of the brainstorming images you saw on the previous slide. So let's talk first about the basic format of an outline. Now I'm in PowerPoint and I purposely left some of the tools available in the screen here for you to see because PowerPoint is actually a nice tool to use when you're outlining. Microsoft Word will also work well, and I believe there are also some online tools you could choose to use. Generally speaking, a formal outline uses Roman numerals and letters as the basic format of the outline. So we're going to start actually with Roman numerals, and if you're using PowerPoint, you can come up here to the paragraph tool and use the drop-down menu for a bullet where it says 1, 2, 3 and choose the Roman numerals. That's what I'm going to choose. And the first thing you're going to put in your outline is your introduction. Point number 2 on your outline will be the first main point you want to make in your paper, followed by main point number 2, followed by main point number 3. And you can continue on however many main points you have. You just add that onto your outline, and you always finish up with your conclusion. So this is the basic outline of any paper, as you know. Introduction, main ideas, conclusion. Now we want to go back in the outline. We want it to be more detailed than this. And so simply hit Enter, hit Tab so it gets indented. I'm going to use the tools again in PowerPoint to change this to letters. Okay, and under the main point, I'll have example 1, example 2. I'm going to go back in and fill in my examples in the outline. And again, you could have 2 examples, you could have 3 examples, however it works for you in your essay and your ideas that you have. One of the main things you do want to consider, though, as you're working on this, as you can see with mine, I have Roman numerals for the very far left part of the outline. The first indent is capital letters. If I wanted to go and make it even more detailed than this, I could do that. Let's say in my main point, example 1, I have some subcategories. I could actually change that to numbers, sub-example. I'm not going to leave that here, but you see you can just keep going in further and further and further to make it more and more and more detailed. Okay, but that's the basic format of an outline. So we're going to go ahead and do an outline together. So let's say that you have as a topic for an essay, what is your favorite season of the year and why? Okay, so let me go ahead and start building out my essay. The first part is going to be the introduction. Okay, now my introduction is going to be my answer to that question. So what is your favorite season of the year and why? My favorite season of the year is summer. For now, I'm just going to leave the topic of summer because the why will end up being my main points. So main point number 1, let's see. One of the things that I love about summer is the weather. Something else that I really enjoy about summer is the activities that I get to do. And something else that I really enjoy about summer is the food. You get to eat certain foods in the summer that you don't really eat, at least not in the same way, the rest of the year. And then I'll conclude my essay. Now, as I said on the previous slide, you technically could leave this as your outline, but we do want to get at least somewhat more detailed. So let's talk a little bit about the weather. What is it that I like about the summer weather? I really like it when it's warm. I like being able to wear shorts and tank tops and skirts and flip-flops, and I can only do those things when the weather is warm outside. And I like being able to go sit on my deck and feel the sunshine on my skin. Now, those things that I just mentioned, I could have actually put as subcategories, but for our purposes here in my limited amount of space, I'm not going to do that. Something else that I like about the weather, lots of sun, and it's dry. Those sort of go hand in hand for me. I live in the Seattle area, so the summer is the only time really when I'm pretty well guaranteed to get some dry days. 9 months of the year, we get rain most of the time. So summer is the only time when I get lots of sun and it's dry. So I'm going to go ahead and move down to the activities. Now, I kind of did this on purpose where I had lots of sun and dry is my last point about the weather before I move into activities, because I've actually started thinking ahead already, and I know that lots of sun and dry weather segues perfectly into the activities that I like to do in the summer, such as hiking. I will do some hiking in the winter and the rainier months, but my gosh, it's a lot more pleasant when I don't have to worry about getting soaking wet on my hike. I like hiking in dry weather, so hiking is something I really like to do in the summer. Something else that I like to do in the summer is swimming. It's not warm enough to go swimming outside any other time of year, and I really enjoy swimming in an outdoor pool, so there's an activity that I like to do. Now, the food. Let's talk a little bit about some of the foods that I enjoy in the summer. I really like grilling out and barbecuing. Now, I'll admit I'm kind of a diehard and I will grill out in the winter. I've grilled out in the snow in the past, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot more pleasant when it's nice and warm and sunny out, and it's just perfect weather for grilling. Other foods that I really enjoy during the summer, I really like corn on the cob, and the summer is the perfect time to eat that. That's when it's fresh and it's easy to find at the grocery store. I'm going to go ahead and add a third item here just so you can see that the outline is expandable. I also really like fresh berries. My favorites are strawberries and blueberries. And again, I'm not going to leave this, but just so you can see, I could have made those my sub-points. I'm running out of room on my slide, but you can see how this would work. Okay, so I could have added those down in there. Actually, I'm going to leave this as it is. Let me delete this. So here's an outline for my topic about my favorite season of the year. Now, if we go back up, the topic being what is your favorite season of the year and why, anybody looking at my outline can see, number one, my favorite season is summer, and here are all of my reasons why I enjoy summer, the things that I enjoy doing during the summer. And then that conclusion bit on the outline will remind me that I need to finish this up with a conclusion. And that's how you write it at basic, simple outline. So finally, here is your assignment. First, you're going to choose one of these 3 essay topics, just one. Your first option, should public school students wear uniforms? So you'll answer that yes or no, and why. Your introduction will be your opinion, yes or no, and then the rest of your outline will be your main points and examples explaining why or why not. Option number 2, what extracurricular activity would you encourage other students to participate in? So that activity will be your introduction. The rest of your outline will be explaining why they should do it. And your third choice is to describe your favorite place and explain why you like it. This could be a favorite place where you have traveled in the past. So it could be a foreign country. It could be a different state. It could be a specific beach. It could be your house. It could be your room in your house. It doesn't have to be exotic, but something that you like, a place where you like to be. So your introduction will be the place, and the rest of your outline will be your explanation of why you like it. So once you've chosen your essay topic, you're going to go ahead and create an outline of your ideas. And that's it for this assignment, is creating the outline. You're going to submit your outline to me so I can take a look at it. The next lesson that we're going to talk about will be turning your outline into your essay, which you're going to find to be very simple once you have the outline completed. Now, as you're working on your outline, don't hesitate to watch this lesson multiple times if needed. Take a look. You can go back, you can replay it. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.